Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Sneak Peek. So I'm David.
And I'm Brian. Okay, so on today's episode, we are reviewing a very special shoe, and we have a very special guest with us today. So without further ado, let's bring on the guest. So we have with us here Joshua Ding here. Joshua is a customer of ours back then when we were in the old store, and then I think David, you guys had a very good conversation because he was wearing a certain shoe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nike Yeezys.
Yeah.
Very rare to see in Singapore, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joshua, so let's do an introduction about yourself.
Yes.
So tell us how old you are, when you started collecting sneakers, and what's your collecting style like?
So I started collecting back in 2015, and it started with a pair of Air Max 90 reverse infrareds.
Whoa.
So and I hunted
90s.
all over for that. When my dad went to the US, like I told him, check every single store, but we couldn't find it. So we ordered it on eBay to him, and then it arrived last minute, but he managed to get it, and it was crazy. Then slowly, like with the whole Boost wave that came in like 2015 and 2016, everyone was in Ultra Boost and NMD. So everyone started buying those, and then like I'm no exception to those. Like I went crazy to go and buy all these things as well. And then slowly in 2017 we evolved into the Nike phase because Virgil brought it back with the Off-White.
Quick plug. I know you are a musician, you have your own music. Quick plug. Couple of seconds, go.
Okay, so I'm an aspiring musician. I'm not a full-fledged musician yet, but I have a song on Spotify now. Just search Joshua Ding and the song will pop up. But at the end of the year, actually, I'm releasing a very big project. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And you can follow me on Instagram at you can follow me on Instagram at Joshua Ding _.
Okay, let's move on to the next segment, which I think you guys are going to be very excited, which is the shoe review, right? So let's go into that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we reached the second part of the show. We have Joshua here, and now we're going to be reviewing a shoe that is unreleased as of today. And Joshua is so nice to bring it in for us. So without further ado, please, Joshua, bring out the shoes.
Of course. So I have a very special pair of Yeezys. No one really cares. No one really cares about Yeezys anyway. So this is the actual pair.
Yep. Everybody.
So this is the Travis Scott Jordan 1 Fragment Low. So I got it early. Actually, I got it about a month ago, like in like early July, like when I actually got this pair in. So the release is mid-August, which is gonna happen very soon. 2 more days. Yeah, it's a very solid shoe, and I love the color blocking compared to the highs. I mean, these two have like bashed the highs all day long in all their videos. So like for me, like I prefer this shoe so much. Like the color blocking is like the original Fragments. As DJ Khaled says, give thanks to the stem. Yeah, it's a very solid shoe. Like I've worn it so much, you can actually see the creases forming on them already.
Okay, we don't have the box because yours is early pair. We have the box, but David will show you some pictures of the box. So the box itself, let's talk about it first. It's very special. It has this like plastic coating on it, and it is in a very white, blue colored way lah. This is the same model, same design as the OG Travis Scott 1 Low, but it's just that they removed the suede obviously, so it's like more of a like humbled leather, and the swoosh is also in like this kind of very high premium leather. So the colors on this shoe, like I said, Off-White is the most, it's the color that stands out the most.
It's the vintage look lah.
Yep.
Everyone's
You have Off-White on the tongue here, and then as well as Off-White on the swoosh. Yeah, besides that, there's also a tooling code here. This is the only difference with the other iterations. They have this thing that says Travis Hiroshi, which is Travis and
Hiroshi.
So it's pretty cool.
Hiroshi.
I mean, they added in like this reminds me of like the Turbo Greens a little bit. You know, they added like a little here and there.
But this is not the first shoe that they put it on. They actually put it on the Fragment Dunks already, and they did put it on the Fragment Jordan 3. They started with those inside.
Okay, my favorite part about this shoe is, I think just now they mentioned a few times, is the cream just really makes it look like a very vintage, very like beat up shoe, but it just works for this pair lah. What Joshua mentioned, one of the reasons why me and Brian don't like the highs is because we really like the cream color blocking for this lah, as compared to the color blocking of the
color blocking of the highs is just the samples are very nice. The samples are very
the samples
nice,
are actually decent.
But yeah, the
real pair just cannot make it lah.
The highs are.
And I think my other favorite part is the back here. See the few logos lah. You can see on this pair is, I think that's this kind of small details really brings out like the shoe lah.
Yeah.
So this logo, this Fragment logo is very notorious for being on the OG Fragment 1.
Fragment Jordan 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're putting the OG Fragment 1 and then you're putting the Travis Scott 1 and then you're just mashing together. So well, I mean like sometimes people say that it's a bit too much lah. I know some
Too much collab lah.
Yeah, there are views out there that say that you know, why did Travis have to ruin it? You know what I mean? Why can't it be just like a Fragment, Nike Part 2, that kind of thing? You know, that would be cool as well. Yeah, but what are your guys' thoughts about this collab then?
Actually, I disagree with them because I actually really like the number one. I mean, the classic reverse swoosh lah that Travis Scott does. Just some part of the shoe just really pops for me lah. I feel like if let's say just Fragment, maybe they do like a ordinary black swoosh, I don't think it will really stand out that much. I don't think I would really want this pair lah. But really, the cream and just this big reverse swoosh really does it for me lah.
Yeah, I mean, it's very pleasing to see. I mean, it looks good on foot. Even if this was like a GR low that's released, you know, it will still look good. You know, the blue and the black, and then the color blocking with the cream as well. I think
Really agree, yeah.
Yeah.
And it still looks like super good even after Joshua is like what you said, beat them up.
I completely, you can see the creases also, and you can
shoes are meant to be worn.
You can see.
Oh my god!
I think like what you're saying, like some sneakerheads are saying that why did Travis have to ruin the shoe or anything like that. But I think now that since Travis is so hot, actually if you look at all of the Fragment Jordans, they haven't been getting a lot of love. Like look at the Fragment Jordan 3, it didn't get a lot of love. You look at the Fragment Dunks that came out recently, didn't get a lot of love. But the fact that he's collaborating with Fragment brings more attention to Fragment, and it's actually a very very good marketing tactic.
Okay, so final review. What you want to give the shoe, David?
10. I know previously, I mean, I've said that my sneaker of the year was the Hyper Royals. That shit! This is my sneaker of the year!
I will give this shoe a solid 9.5 out of 10. Okay? Only reason why I'm not giving it full 10 is because these are going to be extremely hard to get. Although there are 200,000 pairs going to be released in the world, but the demand for this is also very high. Because of that, people have to pay resale for this. So
Which is what I did.
this is the only reason why I'm giving it 9.5. But besides that, they have said it. Amazing.
Solid pair. Very solid pair.
Okay, Joshua.
I would give it a solid 9 to 10 as well, because I think the color blocking is very very good. The color on that, you don't find that blue on anything else.
True.
They don't use this kind of blue. They don't use cream laces. The vintage, the quality is there.
Okay, so now let's go on to the third segment of the show, which is the topic of the day. So David, if you want to bring it on.
Since we are talking about Travis Scott collabs, the topic of today will be Travis Scott collabs.
Alright.
So Travis Scott has a lot of collabs. I mean, not only shoes, he has done a lot of shirts, even cereal, McDonald's meals, a lot of collabs.
Yes, he's like the Kanye of Nike now.
Yes, correct.
I would say he's the Kanye of Nike now.
Correct.
A lot of younger kids, they look up to him as an idol.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So yeah, we're just gonna talk about him right now and his impact, because I think we talked about him before, but the impact he has now is even larger than 1 year ago or half a year ago. It's insane. So let's go way back to the start. Okay, so the start. He released a Air Force One along with the pack, along with Rockefeller acronym, and that was the first ever Travis Nike shoe. If I'm not mistaken, the one where you can change the Velcro.
Yeah.
I remember back then, the prices for those were only like $400.
Yeah.
You know, people were still like, what is this? What's Velcro?
Who is Travis Scott?
people were deep dyeing their pairs at the fact that correct. This is a cheap pair to just throw around.
And now, resale price, boom, insane. He has also been moving on to release a lot of other pairs. Obviously, the most noticeable one was the OG Air Jordan 1. I think that's when he skyrocketed to fame.
Because like we mentioned before, Nike don't really let people customize that much on a shoe lah. And the fact that he can totally change the swoosh around shows how much like power and creative control he has lah.
And then moving on, what other collabs did he did after that?
He did Jordan 4s, like a few pairs actually, but the one that got released is only the blue one. We have seen like the purple one, the olive one, but
which
he didn't
are
release.
So much better.
Yeah, but those are like friends and family or like sample pairs that he didn't really release lah.
And after that, he did release some weird silhouettes like the
Jordan
Travis 720s,
720
and the Jordan 33s. Those also, even though it's not a very popular silhouette, those have significant resale value, which shows
the power of Travis.
Yeah, the collectability of his line and his influence. And then, okay, let's move on to recent times. From shoes, let's talk about Fortnite.
Yeah, correct. Travis Scott, I think he has his own skin, his own like character inside Fortnite.
He had a concert in Fortnite.
He had a whole concert.
Entire event, right? Oh yeah, correct. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So with that collaboration came out the Travis Scott merch.
Oh yes,
the Cactus Jack merch became popular as well. And then moving on to your favorite.
We have the Travis Scott McDonald's merch. Available now for a very, very good price. Very affordable.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time we have seen like someone actually collab with McDonald's in such a big scale lah. I mean, because he was the first one to do it. I think McDonald's sort of saw like, oh my god, Travis Scott is such a big name, let's continue. That's why we have the BTS meal and so
Yes.
on and so forth lah. So I think he was one of the trendsetters for that
Yes.
also lah.
Of course, with that up came the merch. You know, people were wearing McDonald's logo around their
Oh,
chest
yeah,
and
correct,
project. You know, very proud. And then in the middle, he also released his own other collaborations for his merch, only not shoes, with Neighborhood.
Yes, yeah, and the most recent is he did one with COLLABS also.
Yes, so
Yes.
Cause
Cactus Jack.
Cause Fragment.
No, yeah.
So it's Cause,
Fragment.
Fragment, and Cactus Jack.
He's been collabing with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And
I think even if their brand like COLLABS itself is such a strong brand, but people still want to sort of like use his name in a sense like collab with him because he's just that big of an influence. Like anything you just throw his name, instantly resale value, everything goes up, demand all goes up. Like.
Finally, obviously, we might miss out some, but we have the shoe itself, this pack. So now, he's actually also going to release merch with this pack.
Correct.
And the merch looks awesome. So what do you guys think is going to happen to the Travis line? Is it going to continue skyrocketing, or is it going to like die down like Kanye a bit? Because I think like he's like at his pinnacle already, like he's been doing all these big collabs.
looking at where he's going now, I think he's doing very well because he's doing a lot of collabs with not only just sneakers. If people stick to sneakers, usually they'll tend to fade out after a while.
True.
Where he's going, he's collab with other brands outside, like he's collab with McDonald's, Fortnite, all these companies outside. Yeah, which actually helps to brand himself as a name, like the Travis Scott name. So people are fans of him not only because of the shoes now. He has garnered fans from like everywhere now. So it's crazy.
Let's predict right now. When will the Travis fever die?
For me personally, I feel like if Travis Scott continues like maybe half a year drop one shoe, I think his influence might go on for maybe the next about 10 years.
Wow, okay.
That's my prediction lah,
Alright,
because
alright.
so far his name, I can see it only going up every year lah.
Okay, Joshua, you?
So like usually people have a 5-year sort of hole, and since Travis just sort of came up in the 2019, was it 2019?
About there. That's when he started
2019 period. I'll give it maybe another like 3 years, in my opinion, unless he does something completely different.
So for me, I think that yes, he released the OG ones and then now it's this. I don't think if there's another collab, same silhouette and in another color is gonna be that popular. So I feel that right now Travis might be going into like NFTs. You know, what's NFTs?
It's the digital art,
Digital
right?
art, yeah. So he might take that road and then but as for shoes wise, collab wise, I mean, I only hope that he can continue to surprise us because he definitely did surprise us.
Because I don't foresee anybody surpassing him for now lah. I mean, I feel like he's gonna probably be the man for the next.
But don't
few
worry,
years,
every year we'll be surprised. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Okay, so we've come to the end of the show. We'd like to thank Joshua for joining us. Of course, his socials will be linked below. And what do you guys think? I know you guys a lot out there a lover of Travis Scott. Are you going to cop? How much will you pay? What's the expected resale you think this is going to be when it releases? And are you going to hold it for resale, or are you going to rock it? Thank you for joining us, and we will see you on the next episode. Bye.